Hi, Dr. Tony here. Just want to get on here today and talk to you about something that's really dear to my heart and my wife's heart, and that's children's health. We truly believe that unfortunately our children are just struggling right now, spiritually, emotionally, and definitely physically out in this world. And it breaks our heart, but it also frustrates us because we know it just doesn't have to be that way. So, I wanted to get on here and share some of my thoughts about that. We have three beautiful, wonderful children, ages 17, 21, and 23. They do great in life, in my opinion, in college and in their work and their community. I believe my wife is a big part of that because when my children were young, our children were young, she stopped working as a teacher and spent 10, 11 years just raising our children, getting them prepared to go out into the world and do what they were called to do. She taught me how to be a great parent, and I'm so blessed and thankful for that. But I learned a lot during those times. And we're by no means perfect in any way. We make a lot of parenting mistakes, personal mistakes and things like that, but we try to learn from it and bounce back, and we try to teach our kids that. So I just wanted to get on here and share some thoughts for you on areas that maybe you can work on with your children. And the first one is in their spiritual life. We believe that we are spiritual beings on a physical journey, and that journey has many bumps in the road. And so how do you get through that? You have to have some type of faith. You have to have a higher power that you can lean on. And we're not going to talk about particular religions, but you have to have that power, something that's greater than you. You have to give your children and yourself a place to go when there are those struggles, where there are no answers, where things don't make sense. You need to have that ability to go and pray and talk and speak to God and tell him what's on your mind, and get an understanding and listen to what they may be able to share with you, or he may be able to share with you through your spirit and so forth. So we really think that's important. So first, working on that spiritual life with your children. Secondly, family time. I just don't think we spend enough family time. The dinner table, is gone. Like nobody sits around and eats anymore together as a family. We did that every night. My wife prepared meals every night. As a matter of fact, my children never, maybe a handful of times, bought a school lunch because we had leftovers and they took that with them. But that time around the dinner table, talking to your children, asking them how their day's going, asking what's on their mind. My kids hate that when I say that. What's on your mind? What's on your mind? They're like, Dad, nothing's on my mind, But I want to know, what are you thinking? What are you feeling? I mean, as a parent, it's just something that we think about all day, our children. But around the dinner table, there's just something powerful. When you're breaking bread with your children, like the guards go down and they open up to you, they talk to you, they tell you what's on their mind, without you asking. You share with them what's on your mind, how your day's going, and it just opens up this dialogue that is so wonderful. My wife taught me that, and we did it every night, and we still do it. We cook 90% of our meals, at home, and we try to spend that time together. Even though I may not be there every night, she was with them every night, and that has helped so much. And I see that in my children's maturity, and again, what they're doing with their lives is just awesome. When you're around the dinner table, then you get to talk about food, my specialty, right? So we teach them about food, what's healthy, what's not healthy. Talk about God food versus man food. If God made it, you probably want to eat it. If man made it, you probably don't want to eat it. Just full of chemicals and preservatives and all these things that are harmful to us. It affects our gut, and then it affects our brain. So if your brain's affected, there goes emotional, there goes physical. I mean, you're just going to struggle, and probably spiritual is also affected there too if the brain's not functioning properly. So it's very important that you sit around the dinner table, you teach your children about food, and if you don't know what's right to eat, then you contact a professional that can help you, myself or someone else that can help you learn what's the proper way to eat and how you should be feeding your children, particularly at different ages. They have different needs, just as you do. As you get older, you have different needs nutritionally, and someone can help you with that. So very important to teach your children what good food is and what bad food is, what food that's going to move them in a better stage of health, and food that may take them out of health and move them into illness. And obviously we don't want that to happen. And then, nutrition, and we're big on nutrition. We take lots of supplements. We do fasting, intermittent fasting, longer term fasting, ketogenic diets. Your children can do these things too with the proper guidance, and it's very helpful. All three of my children, now they are older, adults basically, do fasting, intermittent fasting on a daily basis, do ketogenic diets, and they prosper in what they do. From athletes to dancers to students to working in their careers, we've seen them flourish, and we believe because of that we brought them up the right way. Also, they eat the right way, and they continue to eat the right way, even though they're out on their own, doing their own thing on a daily basis. I have faith and confidence that we've taught them what to do. So those are just a few areas. We'd love to help you with that. If you need that help, or find someone that in your area that can help you with that. So we have to do something for our children, and we have to do it now. The rates of disease, obesity, diabetes, ADHD, autism, these things are on the rise. Heart disease, diseases that took 60 years to develop, children are being born with them. And that's critical, and it's happening at a faster rate. And if we don't change what we're doing, the future looks very bleak. But I also believe we can change. As a community, as parents, if we start around the dinner table, we can make great changes for our children. So God bless you. I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you real soon.